Okay, so in third species counterpoint and on, we can use a chordal embellishing tone that implies a 6/4 chord or a second inversion triad. In order for this to work, the bass must start on the root of the chord. From here, it can leap down a fourth to the fifth of the chord. So in this case, we're going to be doing a C chord in second inversion. After you leap down a fourth to the fifth of the chord, then you have to leap back a fourth up to the root of the chord where you started. This is a brief implication of a 6/4 chord that normally would not be allowed in these exercises. One thing to notice is that above this you have the note E. So of course that would be the third of the chord, so that makes sense because it's a second inversion triad. But in fact, this note could either be the root or the fifth, so it could be any note within the triad. The thing that establishes the inversion of the triad is the bass note. So because the bass note is starting on G and we have the notes that make up a C chord, then we have a second inversion triad. So the notes above the bass note don't actually matter which order they're in, as long as they make up the notes that would be in a C major triad. There could even be some notes omitted from it. But in order to properly establish that it is a chord, you need the fifth, and to properly establish if it's minor or major, or the quality of it, you need the third and the fifth together from the root to be able to tell what this chord is. But in this case, the rule is that you must start on the root, so in this case it does matter. You have to have the root above the fifth of the chord. And this makes sense because this is in the order of the second inversion triad. But I just wanted to point out the fact that you could use any note here, so you could have a C here, you could have a G here, it doesn't matter, but the E is helpful because now we have just a second inversion triad spelt out just as is from bass up in order. So there you go, there is the chordal embellishing tone implying the 6/4 chord. And since where you're starting from and where you're returning to is the same note, and since you're starting on an upbeat, it's a given that we're going to be creating a consonance here. So this can be used in 3-to-1 counterpoint or 4-to-1 counterpoint, or in other words, a ratio of notes that is 3-against-1 or 4-against-1, since you're just returning to that same consonance against the same note in the given melody. So that's why this applies to third species, because you could use this in the 3-to-1 or 4-to-1. That's it for this video. Make sure to check out my next video, which is going to be fourth species counterpoint, the suspension. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it, subscribe to see more videos. Until next time, bye.